Welcome to an awesome SuperCoach case study workshop. Today I have the legendary James Hodges, who is killing it with this online fitness business. Recently, he put out a post inside of our Facebook group that he has had his best month ever. He's been scaling to close to $2,000 every single week consistently, aka that's a six-figure online business. And also, he's really made some massive changes in how he runs his day. He's done two really powerful tweaks to help his business grow. He's going to share them here on this workshop. Let's introduce him. James, thanks for being on the show, buddy.
Hey, AJ, thanks so much for having me. I'm so honored to share today everything that's been working for me, and hopefully it'll help everybody out.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to contribute. And one thing I want to say about you is I acknowledge just how much action you are taking. I do a workshop, and you are at every single workshop, like clockwork. You do the homework, you take action, and obviously now you've been able to make it work. You crack the code, you have the formula for online business success. And I want to just change gears and just ask you a question. You know, what's a quote that you go to that just puts you in a good state, or like a mantra that fires you up?
Yeah, whenever you asked me that, I actually had two that popped into my mind. Number one is love others as you would love them, as you would love yourself, or serve others as you would serve yourself. And the other one that keeps rolling through my mind right now and motivates me every single day is act like a millionaire and you will become a millionaire.
Love that. Love that. I love the self-love one. And most importantly, act like a millionaire, you'll become like a millionaire. And that's something I talk about a lot, especially at my seminars, the power of identity, act as if and soon you'll become. And actually, James was at my last SuperCoach seminar. I typically do them April and October. He was at the April one. And from there just came like a bat out of hell. And he had this big passion of making it work and really becoming an all-star student. And let's talk about the beginning, most importantly, the transition from doing in-person training to going online. Can you share us your transition story, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you mentioned, it started in April. I had zero online presence. I had zero online clients, and was not even planning on going to your seminar. And I don't know if you know this, but I had about $400 in my bank account at the time of your seminar, and you sent out an email 1 week before your seminar, and your email said, I'm giving away a free scholarship to my seminar. And I was sitting on the couch and I saw the email, and I looked at my wife and I said, hey, AJ just sent out this message for a scholarship to the seminar. I think this is what I need to go online. And I said, how would you feel about if I were to win this? How would you feel if I went to New York next week? And it was kind of a big discussion because we only had $400 in our bank account. And I sent you the email just seeing if you would reply. And you did. You said I got the scholarship spot, and had a decision. The next day, it was like this internal battle of, should I actually follow through with this and take the risk with our finances? And I decided to book the ticket. After everything was booked, I had about $50 left in my account. And then I go to the seminar, absolutely was transformed. It was the turning point of my career. I learned the opportunity that presented itself with online coaching, and I knew that that was the career that I wanted to walk down. So the big question was after that was how to join your program. So the day that the seminar started, we got our tax return, and we got $4,000 back from our tax return. So I was sitting in your seminar, you did your presentation on what your program was about, and I knew I had to join it. The only question was convincing my wife that it was a good idea. So I called my wife in the middle of the seminar, and right when I told her this, she started bawling. She started crying because she wanted to hold on to that money. And at the end of the conversation, she said, you know, I trust you with this decision, and if you feel like this is right, then go for it. So that was the very beginning, and then joined your program right after the seminar and started implementing right away.
Wow. Wow. That is such a cool backstory. Yeah, I remember that you won the scholarship, and I don't know, you had $400 in your bank account, and just on that day, you got your tax return for $4,000, and you had to make a major decision, and that was investing in yourself. And that was a big plunge. You know, I'm sure it was a very emotional decision for you and your wife, but you took action. And then let us know what happened. You know, like, you are just an amazing in-person trainer, because I've seen the connection you have with your clients, how much content you put out. But how was it now taking that same wisdom and knowledge and going online? You know, did you face any challenges when you're making that, hey, I'm an online trainer now, compared to just doing in person?
Yeah, so it was a huge challenge for me going online, because before I started this program, I was almost dormant on Facebook. I mean, I posted probably 5 times a year tops on Facebook. So I had zero social media presence. And then I joined the program, and it's all about, you know, posting regular content, posting videos on Facebook. And this was brand new to me. So this was something that was completely foreign. It was completely out of my comfort zone. And it took a little while to get used to. It was definitely a growing process for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And for people that, let's say, are in a similar position, maybe they're not putting out a lot of content, and now they want to develop their expert positioning and grow their online brand. What advice do you have for them if they're kind of nervous about putting out videos or sharing their opinions and their philosophies?
Yeah, so biggest advice that I would give people that aren't putting out content, and I realized this after I actually started to get clients, and as I was putting out content and reaching out to the people that were engaging with my posts, I was realizing that there were so many people out there that were just in this hole. They were in this hole physically, and they had no hope of getting out of it. And whenever I posted my video or my piece of content, and then I reached out to them, it was that hope that they needed to literally transform their life. So if you are in that position and you're not posting stuff, I encourage you, you are withholding somebody from their health transformation, because somebody's out there that needs your help. And that is how they're going to find out about you. That's the helping hand that's going to reach them.
Love that. Love that. That's a great point. It's like you're kind of like doing people a disservice if you're not sharing your content, because your words, your videos, your posts will change someone's life. And sometimes we don't realize how much amazing knowledge we have until we start putting content out there. And I think the biggest thing I've noticed was, you know, doing coaching calls, you know, working with my weight loss clients and having conversations with them or connecting with them in person. And they would ask me some questions. And based on those questions, I would give really elaborate answers. And then I would just like write it down, be like, oh, this will make a great video. This is a great thing to share. And I think that's awesome. Like when you are actually helping people to realize how much knowledge you have. You know, sometimes we don't realize it until someone asks us a question, and then we answer it in a brilliant way. And now taking that answer and then sharing it with the masses instead of one person, that'll change so many lives.
Absolutely.
Yes. So cool. You started putting yourself out there, putting out amazing content, starting to really develop your online coaching business. And please share like what happened, like how did it all click? That moment where like, all right, this is a real business model. When was that?
Yeah, so going through your program, it was, you know, as I mentioned, it was such a big growth process. There's so many things that were brand new to me. So I feel like during the first month, I was just getting my feet under myself and just learning how to have an online presence and learning, you know, how to do regular videos, how to do regular posts. And the first month, I think I made about $3,100, which is a pretty good income. That was more than most of my average months as a in-person trainer. And the second month, it was about the same. I was trying to focus on getting the paid advertising down the second month and was making a lot of mistakes because I was brand new to that as well. I think I made about $3,500 the second month. And right towards the end of the second month is when things started to turn around. I actually read this book called The Perfect Day Formula by Craig Ballantyne. And I was reading this book, and if you've ever had that moment where you're reading something or somebody's talking to you and you just feel the stabbing conviction, like this is what I've needed and these are the changes that I've needed to make. And I realized that what was holding me back in my business was really myself and all these habits these poor habits that I had present in my life. And I was reading this book, and then I transitioned into developing a normal schedule. As an online entrepreneur, we don't have anybody holding us accountable. We don't have a boss per se that we check into every single day or that gives us our job duties or our job description. So we have to make that ourselves, and we have to come up with that ourselves, and we have to hold ourselves accountable to that. So whenever I shifted and started to get the organizational structure into my life, I started to develop that on my own and hold myself accountable there. That's when it started to shift into, this is a real business for me. And that's when my income started to shift as well.
Yeah, that's really inspirational, because yes, you hit 3,100 month one, which is phenomenal for online income, especially if that's something you've made more online than in person. And then 3,500, you're consistently going up. But then by month three, you literally double that. I think you went over, $6,000. And
Yeah.
What was it about the habits? Like, what new habits did you implement to make it, to get you to double your income essentially?
Yeah, so there were quite a few actually, but I'll focus on some main ones. One of the top ones that I did was I developed an action plan. So now I constantly have a detailed action plan of every single thing I need to implement on a weekly and a daily basis. So every single night I sit down and I script out exactly what I need to do the following day, the exact actions that I need to implement the following day, and I script out the times that I'm going to do that. So going into every single day, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I have an exact plan, and all I do is wake up and attack it precisely as I have it scripted. And at the beginning of each week, I sit down and do a similar thing, and I sit down in front of my whiteboard and I write out all of the things that need to be implemented in my business this week. And then I go through each day of the week and I set deadlines for myself. So that was a huge problem for me at the beginning. It was I would procrastinate on all of these tasks that I was trying to do at one time, and I would procrastinate and nothing would get done. So now I have deadlines for every single task that I do. I have daily deadlines, I have weekly deadlines, and if the task takes longer than that, I set a deadline for that. That was one of the big game changers for me. And then something else that was huge in developing habits, there's tasks that we do every single day, and there's tasks that we do every single week to drive our business forward. So I put some structure to those tasks, and I assigned time slots and I assigned days to those tasks that I was doing on a regular basis. So the daily task, I have an exact time that I do those daily tasks. And for the weekly tasks, I have an exact day and an exact time for those weekly tasks that need to be done on a regular basis as well.
That is amazing. Yes. You just made me realize that, like, when I was making a transition from going from 6 figures to 7 figures, I had a very hard time, becoming a self-made millionaire in my online business. And one thing that was coming up a lot was super discipline. I had to get super disciplined to get to 7 figures. And I remember that I had all these things that I wanted to do, and then every week they were not getting done. So similar to you, I basically made a task list of, like, these are the highest leverage activities I need to do on a daily basis. And if I get these things done, I'll become a self-made millionaire. Like we all essentially know what to do, but that discipline is the hardest thing. So then adopting that mindset, I have a journal, and on the journal I write super disciplined, because I know that if I'm super disciplined, I'll go from a millionaire to multiple millionaire, 10 figures, because discipline is what gets you there. Most of us know what to do because, as you know, you have activities that you want to get done. And for me, myself, I'm a lazy bastard. If I don't have discipline, that stuff does not get done. I just punt it to the next week. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, all right, I need to get these 3 things done. It's 9 o'clock at night and they're not done. So I love how you shared that you schedule it in, because that's what I started doing. You have to schedule it in and also create urgency, because like anything in life, like when something is due, like when I was having a report in school, I did it the night before. I always do it last minute because it's that urgency of getting it done. If I have to write a book, I get majority of the writing done when the book is about to be published. So please share like how you create that urgency for yourself.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing for me is the stress. I'm very motivated by staying stress-free, and I don't deal well with stress. So I have to be very proactive in maintaining a stress-free life, or as little stress as possible in my life. So when I found myself, like what you were saying, there were all of these tasks that I would just procrastinate on. I would wait till the night before to get it done, and I was super stressed out. And my wife would talk to me, and she'd be like, "Why do you constantly wait until the night before?" And I was like, "I don't know." And it was because I didn't have those deadlines established that I honor. And I set a rule for myself. I established these rules because rules are more powerful than willpower. So I established these rules that whenever I set a deadline, I honor that. And I have that as a rule for my life. If I have a deadline set, I'm going to honor that, because honestly, if I want to become a millionaire, I believe that that's how a millionaire would act. And they're going to honor those deadlines, and they're going to be timely in their actions. So whenever I set a deadline, I honor it. And that is how I've made that transition to getting stuff done.
Great point. And similar to that, I mentioned time and again that I have an addiction to peanut butter, and basically I would have a hard time with having peanut butter inside my house because I would eat the whole jar. I can't control myself when it's inside my house. So I set a rule, no peanut butter inside my house. And a lot of times people will give me peanut butter, but I'm actually have a shed in my backyard, and I keep it in the shed because if I have it inside my house, wherever it is, I know where it is. My mind is going there, and I'm addicted to it. So I have it outside of my house as a rule, or I don't buy it myself. Sometimes if I get a gift, I can't control that. But I love how you mentioned the rules, because when you create rules, it's like a standard, There's a big difference when a person says, I am not a smoker. That's a rule. They'll never have a cigarette, compared to saying, I'm trying to quit smoking. Because quitting smoking, meaning that your rule is that you could have a cigarette, but I am not a smoker is a different rule. Just like you think and act like a millionaire, and you do what millionaires do. And there's no doubt in my mind, James, I'm saying this right now live, that you are going to become a millionaire very soon, because what you're showing on how you basically created this discipline in a short amount of time, doubled your income, you're on track to getting there. And, I did the same thing. I grew up poor. I knew that I didn't have the intelligence of some people. I didn't have the talent, but the one thing I had was discipline and consistency. And I'm telling you right now, you're sharing the secret of success. It's not very sexy, but it's having discipline, having rules, and just doing these things in a consistent manner over time. You're going to become a millionaire without a doubt in my mind.
Wow. Thank you. And I truly believe that as well. And that was the game-changing thought in my mind of establishing this discipline, and that question of act like a millionaire and you will become a millionaire. And it really made me search introspectively and look inside and realize how undisciplined I was before. And like you said, within a month's time of implementing these disciplinary actions, I was able to double my income. And that speaks for itself in itself.
Yeah, you went from having $400 in your bank account to then making $3,000 online and then doubling that to $6,000 online. Now you're on track to doing $2,000 a week, and you're on track to making six figures through online coaching, and it's all through discipline. And now that you got the secret formula, you're going to do it over and over and over again. And I want you to share just one thing, because this is really important for people to hear. Like, what are the high leverage activities that you do on a daily basis that you feel are doubling your income?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a thought going into each day, and every day when I sit down to schedule out and script my day, I script my main activities into two categories: serve them and get them. What am I doing on a daily basis to serve my clients at the absolute highest level possible? And what am I doing on a daily basis to get more people and to get more clients? If I focus on tasks that every single day I'm serving my people at the highest level possible, then I'm going to transform lives. And that's going to create momentum in itself. And then every single day, if I am implementing steps and actions to get more people on a daily basis, then I'm going to get more people, period. And there's a few things that have worked really well for me. At the end of my second month, I sat down and I had 20 clients at that time, I think it was about 20 clients. And I wrote down how I obtained each one of those clients. Where did they come from? How did they go from not being within my business to being a paying client? And it was a very pivotal moment for me. And this helped establish my daily routines. 15 of those clients got into my business from me directly contacting them, from a direct message from me, whether that be they like my post on Facebook, they engage with my post in some way, or I just reach out to them and start a conversation. 15 of my 20 clients came from that. And then 5 of them came from offers that I put out on Facebook. So this helped me establish priority in what I'm doing on a daily basis to get more people. So now, every single day, I make a point to post an engaging post where it's going to inspire them to engage with what I'm putting out. I really try to inspire engagement. And when people engage, whether that be liking a post or commenting on a post, my goal is to start a conversation, because if I can start a conversation with them, then I can get them on the phone. And if I can get them on the phone, I can make a sale. And then every single day, I make a point to reach out and directly message at least 5 people a day.
Wow.
Every day, I'm directly messaging 5 people a day or more, depending on the type of post I'm putting out.
So I'm curious, like, let's say those 5 people that you message, how many of them respond back?
I would say at least 3 or 4 respond back.
And then from there, you kind of go into a template, getting them on a call. Yeah.
Within 1 to 2 reply messages, I am trying to get them on a call.
Awesome. And I'm curious, like, what have you found to be the best opener to get that response back, the first response?
Honestly, like, I will just ask them a direct question. Most of the people that I'm reaching out to have liked one of my posts or have engaged in some way to one of my posts. So what I will say is, hey, thank you so much for liking this specific post that I put out. It could be, if you are interested, I would love to share the details with you, or I will go into directly, are there any specific health goals that you're trying to accomplish right now? And if somebody's in pain, most of the time that just breaks the ice and it breaks the barrier to where they will open up. I can't tell you how many people I've messaged with, are there any specific health goals you're trying to accomplish right now? And they just start opening up and spilling out what they're trying to accomplish and the pain that's in their life.
Wow. No, thank you for sharing that. I mean, that really inspired me, because just by you saying that, like, let's say out of 20 of your most recent clients, 15 of them came from you being more aggressive, messaging them first, where a lot of times we wait, we put out a post, we put out a call to action, and we expect people to knock down our doors, but you're actively reaching out to them, and you're the one who's getting the clients, because at the end of the day, there's so many people that are in a lot of pain and they're waiting for someone to transform their lives. Sometimes they're in such pain that they're scared to even ask, or they have misconceptions. But when we're proactive and we go to them, that puts us ahead of our competition, because most of our competition, they want to sit back, relax, and have people come to them knocking down their doors. That doesn't work that way, And I totally agree with you. You got to go and be aggressive, reach out to people. And I love the simplicity, It's nothing magical. It's no like sneaky psychology. It's like, hey, you want some help? Great. This is what I have for you. And then from there, they become a client. So a simple, friendly interaction.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the key right there. You said simple, friendly interaction. And that is what is portrayed when you reach out to them and send a message that's showing compassion, and it's showing that, hey, I am relating to you. I am reaching out a hand to you when you're in need. I'll give you an example of one of the clients that I've had that's had an incredible transformation. And I reached out to her because I saw that she had liked several of my posts, but she never engaged. And whenever I reached out, she spilled out all of this pain that she was in. And she spilled out that she had type 2 diabetes. She was essentially hopeless. She was extremely overweight. And she saw my post, but she didn't believe that she could be helped. And the second that I reached out and I just asked her, hey, what are your goals? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? She said, I don't know if you can help me, but these are my goals. And as of today, 6 weeks into my program, she started as a high type 2 diabetic. She is 1 point on the glucose scale from being diabetic free, from completely reversing her diabetes. And she lost like 22 pounds in 6 weeks.
Wow.
And if you hear her speak now, it is a completely different person. And that is what motivates me every single day to make these personal contacts, to reach out to people, is those type of stories right there.
That is amazing. And typically when you close a client, do you many times do it over message, or do you get them on the phone?
Absolutely. Most of the time it's on the phone.
Got it. Okay. So you got your sales script dialed in. Are you using the super sales script that I sent you? You're modifying it?
There was a little bit of modification, but it's pretty much the same sales script that you sent us.
Got it. Cool. Thanks for sharing that. And I'm curious, like, what is your highest level program? What's the price point of that?
So my highest level program is $5,000 for one-on-one coaching. I only have, I gave a person, I got smart and I had to make some personal adjustments and realize my self-value. But I gave this person a huge discount on this program, on this one-on-one program. But now I charge $5,000 for it every single time. I don't have any at that exact price point, but my biggest hitters for the programs are $1,000 program. And then I have a lot that start with a $197 program and they transition into one of the bigger ones.
Awesome. Cool. That's awesome that you have 3 price points: $197, $1,000, and then $5,000. And that's your path to becoming a millionaire. That's what I did. I have 2 main programs. I have a $1,000 program and a $5,000 program. And I knew that if I sold 16 $5,000 packages every month, that would be $80,000 and that would be $1 million a year. So it's like you just create this pathway of, okay, what are the discipline and the rules that I need to sell 16 of these babies a month? Just that alone. Obviously you have other programs, but it gives you kind of like something to scale towards, you know, or you can do a mix of like 10 $5,000 packages, and then you have I suck at math, but $15,000 packages.
Yeah.
what have you. And pretty much for the 197, how many weeks do they work with you on that?
Yeah, it is a totally automated 6-week program. And one of the keys that I use in this 6-week program is actually what I'm talking about right now in establishing rules and establishing habits, because this can be translated to any area of our life and any goal that we're trying to accomplish. And the second that that clicked for me, I integrated it into my program, and it's absolutely transforming my programs, the value of my programs, and even within the 6-week program, I'm implementing these strategies with these people, and it just gets them hungry for more and gets them desiring what more can they accomplish.
Wow, that is amazing. So you're saying for that 6-week program, a lot of the work you're doing with the discipline and the rules is helping them obviously get better results, but also want to go stay with you longer?
Yeah, absolutely. For instance, the woman that, the diabetic woman that I was talking about, she started with a 6-week program and transitioned into my $1,000 program after that, because she's almost diabetic free. She started to implement these disciplines in her life, and she knows that she hasn't implemented all of them yet. So she said, what more can I accomplish? And that's one of our main goals, is get her diabetic free. So they start to see results just by implementing even some of these disciplines in their life,
Wow.
even if they don't implement them all. And then that makes them wonder, what if I did implement them all into my life? What more could I accomplish?
Great. No, that's a great point. And I also want to talk about something that you're doing really well is you're getting people into the 6-week 197 that's automated, you know, really leverage your time and energy. And then you're upselling them into a $1,000 program, and then hopefully to a $5,000. So for the people that are listening and having a hard time upselling people, maybe they have like a $97 program or $150, whatever the case is, a starter, beginner level, and they can't seem to upsell people. What tips do you have for someone to get them to the next level?
Top tip I would give is, what kind of value are you providing in your low-end program? Are they seeing a ton of results in what they're getting in that low-end program? And if they are, that's going to make them more hungry for what more they could accomplish in your program. And that's the biggest tip. I think that if you're providing value at that low end, but not giving them everything, that is going to give them the desire to continue, giving them enough value to get them results, but don't give them everything, because you want them to want more from you, and you want them to know that you have more to offer.
Yes. Love that. And there's a psychological strategy called seeding. That is one thing that I do at my seminars and I do in all my programs to sell the next level. So basically the moment someone starts one program, you want to start talking about the next level program at that point. To give you an example, if I have a $1,000 program, that client is basically knowing that, okay, this is the program that they're in right now, but the $5,000 plan is going to get them to the next level, you know, because people always want to know what's behind the mystery door. And if you start to sell your next program while they're in your current program, that upsells them, you know? So the secret of seeding is to kind of talk about it, mention it, even when they start, you know, hey, congratulations for joining my $1,000 XXX program. Now, this is really good to get the foundations for this and this and this. And one of the things you're going to know is we're going to be talking about the high-level VIP program. We're going to add a few parts of it in this plan, but that's essentially the next transition if we want to continue to the next level. So one of my friends, what he does, he has different belts, you know, like karate He has different belts for his programs, you know? So congratulations, you're a white belt. Now you're a purple belt. Gets him all the way up to a black belt, you know? So it's thinking about these little things, giving people incentive, but also getting to the next level, you know? Because the more they pay attention, of course, but also the closer they get access to you. And the thing is that's fascinating is when you're growing an online brand, people want to be closer and closer to you. So that's why you see a lot of people, they have different levels of their program. So the lowest level program is super far away, and then you have one-on-one VIP. You know, I even have my highest level program, someone comes to my house and they live with me. So I'm basically helping with their meal plans, their workouts, their mindset. They're literally sleeping in the same house as me. So that's how high you could go, but they don't ever start there unless you're going to pay at the highest level, you know? So the point is like you want to constantly ascend them to the next level, so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm literally going to start implementing some of that this week. Right now, that's going into the action plan.
Sleep with James for $30,000. Cool. So listen, there's a lot of great stuff. And right now, if you guys have any insights, please type them in the chat box. If you want to know certain things about your own marketing, lead generation, the sales process, what do you sell? What is the value they get? And most importantly, the delivery, you know, because wherever you are, like I'm learning from this. I'm actually going to go back to this and watch a replay because I'm interviewing, but I'm like, man, so many great notes, you know, get them, serve them, rules, discipline, man. I'm like learning from this. I know you're learning a lot as well. So thank you for sharing everything. And the one thing I also wanted to ask, I'm sure it's on a lot of people's minds, is that essentially your entire business is through free marketing, right? You've not run any paid ads.
Yeah. So as of right now, every dollar that I have made in my business has been organic.
Wow.
And that was $3,100 the first month, $3,500 the next month, and then $6,000 the next month. So that's you know, about $12,000 all from organic. And I literally just posted a post a couple of days ago that I'm probably going to get at least a couple of $1,000s for with how many calls I've got booked from it. So it's not slowing down yet. So one of the things I realized my second month was the paid advertising, the funnels, they were not my superpower, and I started to implement them, and I was spending a lot of time and money testing, and I realized right now I need to focus on what's getting me clients. And that's exactly what I was talking about, sending the direct messages. During that time, it has allowed me to really study and learn about the paid advertisement, and I'm developing and implementing one right now as we speak, and nice. I can't wait to launch that. It's actually going to be launched next week.
I love that. I love that. No, that's very exciting, and essentially same thing here. I built a solid foundation just doing free marketing, and then once I was not making any money off of free marketing, I've exhausted everything. Then I went to paid advertising, and then it was like adding gasoline to a fire, because at that point I knew how to direct message people, how to put out good content, and then you just basically take that content and you spread it out to many, many more people, you know? Because the cool thing is like you can look back on the last few months and the posts that got a lot of engagement that actually made you money, you could turn those into advertisements, and now instead of your local people, you send them out to the entire world, and that's just a lot of money that's going to come in, you know?
Absolutely. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I've been getting these super engaged posts and finding out what is getting people to respond. What kind of posts are getting me clients? And that's what I'm going to be implementing in my paid marketing now that I'm getting good traction and I have a solid system in place for how to approach people. And essentially you can do the same thing with an ad, because you get notified when somebody likes your ad. You can reach out to them in the exact same way and have double the power with your ads whenever you launch those.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I started using MiniChat. It's a chat bot, and it's like $10 a month, best deal in town. And now, like basically, the MiniChat, whenever someone comes on as a friend or they comment on one of my posts, it sends them that icebreaker message where, hey, you know, great to connect. What made you like my post? What made you comment? And then from there, obviously, let's say for cold traffic, it's a less open rate. Maybe with your organic, warm people, you're getting 4 out of 5 opens, but ManyChat's automating it. So if 100 people get message and 20 of those people respond back, then I'm very happy with 20 leads if it's all automated, you know? So check out ManyChat when you implement your ads because it'll automate your messaging.
That's actually what I'm working on right now that I'm launching next week. I've already got my script and my automation built out within it. I've just got to launch an ad for it. But the concept that made me reach out to or lean towards MiniChat was I'm getting all these clients by directly messaging them. And if I can mass market that and do that on a mass scale, then it's got to work on a mass scale as well because I'm getting such good results with it on a small scale right now.
Awesome. Awesome. And James, like you did something really unique where you pretty much had zero like Facebook following. You were posting 4 or 5 times a year. So your engagement is like almost non-existent. And then now you're using Facebook as a money-making machine. You know, I made $12,000 in a short amount of time just from your Facebook page. Now, if someone has a limiting belief and they say, you know what, no one wants to buy from my Facebook, the people that follow me, they're broke or they're not used to buying anything from me. When you hear that, what do you say to them?
Number one, you got to address the limiting belief. And you've got to, you know, I would say write it out and declare over yourself and write out an affirmation that people actually want to buy from you. You actually have people within your sphere of friends that need a health transformation. If you have even 500 friends on Facebook, how many of them need a health transformation? You know, a lot. The odds are very likely that a lot of them need to transform their health. And we can't say within our mind that they're not going to respond. We have to say in our mind that they need my help. And I'm not going to allow anything to get in my way from reaching them with my help. So I'm not going to limit the transformation in their life by me having limiting beliefs about myself. So I'm going to post, I'm going to be that helping hand that's going to reach out anyway. And I'm going to put it out there. The helping hand is going to be out there so that I have a clean conscience every single day that I'm doing everything I can to transform this world and to transform these people's lives that need my help. Yes.
I love that. And just made me realize like a big limiting belief that I overcame in terms of that, you know, it was the first time I ever sold a $32,000 package. Now my $32,000 weight loss package, this is where someone stays with me. It's in person, 2 days. We work out at my gym. We go food shopping. We hang out, work on mindset stuff, kind of like planning disciplines and rules for the rest of their life, essentially. Very immersive. And I had a goal of selling a $32,000 package. And I knew that in my heart, there was someone in my inner circle that wanted to pay that much, you know? And for me, I'm a very logical person, but I also suspend disbelief. And I say, you know what? I feel like I have that person in my life right now, and I just have to put it out into the world. And then I would use affirmations. I would say this out loud every single day. I have a $32,000 client. People pay me $32,000 to transform their life. I'm the best online personal trainer in the world. I would say this over and over and over and over again. And then on a faded day, I put out a simple Facebook post. Hey, I just created a very new high-level program that you stay with me and I transform your life. It's one-on-one. It is not cheap, but if you're interested, like this post and I'll net you with more information, okay? Simple as that. And then I had someone message me, and from that first message, I knew he was the one. I knew it just because how we were interacting. This guy was like, you know, the type of client you love working with. So enthusiastic, whatever it takes, I want that. Whatever it takes, I want them. Like when someone says whatever it takes, you know, they'll pay whatever it takes. But then I got him on the phone, and with such smoothness, we're going down to everything that they get. And the price, and without hesitation, I said $32,000 because I practiced it over and over and over and over again. And they said, hell yes, when can I come? And now that's what I knew. I was like, there's something really crazy when you believe in something and you affirm it over and over and over again. That person raises their hand and shows up. So thank you for sharing that.
Wow, that's amazing. Giving me ideas right now. That's going down as part of another action step to take.
No, I'm telling you, I have a new standard, and I mentioned this on another workshop that I'm now working on my first $100,000 client. And I'm going to do the same thing that I usually get my $32,000 client is I'm going to affirm it to myself. I have a person who will pay me $100,000 to transform their life. That is a belief. And I've already mapped out the transformation I would give someone for $100,000. It's worth $1 million. So whatever you're doing, you want to make 10 times the value so you know in your heart that, oh, someone's going to pay for it. And this world is so big, For example, Tony Robbins, he charges $1 million for his one-on-one coaching. People will pay ridiculous amounts of money. All you need is one person. I tell the story of Erin, who we did a workshop, about 3 months ago. She sold her first $48,000 online fitness program. And if you're curious about how she did, we did a podcast on that. But she got laid off from her job and she had to make this work. So she goes, I'm going to get this client at $48,000, whatever it takes. Did the same thing. She says on the podcast that when she was driving to him, she was saying to herself, I charge $48,000. I charge $48,000 over and over and over again, so that when she had the sales presentation, $48,000, the guy said, yes, can I pay you $4,000 a month for 1 year? She goes, okay, let me get your credit card. So here is magic that we're talking about. Some of it doesn't make sense. I've been in this game for over 10 years, and sometimes I'm like, how did this happen? But as you know, it's the power of having an intention and then believing, acting as if, and soon you will become.
Absolutely. That's so incredible that you share that. And I'm getting so inspired just hearing that I've got to set some new goals.
Yes, setting some new goals. Everyone that's listening, set some new goals. Absolutely. So for the sake of this being short and just covering everything, I want to keep this nice and brief. And there's a lot of nuggets here. What is cool about James is that he is super open and transparent. So if you have any further questions, you can post them inside the group. And also the other thing is James wants to give us some insights on what's working for him. What are some amazing posts that have worked for him, something you could model but not copy, and also the inner workings of his program. So actually we're going to move this party into our secret Facebook group. And please don't post anything inside the chat because James can't see it. We're going to post it inside the group. So please, if you're listening right now, post inside the group and let James know how he helped you. He's taking time out of his busy schedule. He could be selling $30,000 packages right now, but he's here with us. He's sharing from the heart everything that's working. He's been able to, like I said, make $12,000 in a very short amount of time, fully online, providing for his family. And he has a very simple process of doing that. So I know you have extra questions if you want to know some of James's marketing strategies, what posts work well to get leads, what he's doing to deliver his coaching, his top secret back-end process. So we're going to move the party into the secret Facebook group. So I just want to thank you, James, for your time. This was like super inspiring. If you can't tell, my energy is like 10 times where it was before we started because you inspired me. I'm sure everyone on the line that's listening, they're fired up. Any closing words for someone who was where you were 3 months ago and they're starting out and they're like, wow, this guy James, he is like a superhero to me. And if I can make $12,000 fully online, double my income, be on track to 6 figures, then that's a dream come true. What advice do you have for that man or woman?
Wow. Number one, have a good advisor, have a good coach in your life that is giving you good advice to implement, and constantly be seeking out that. Then number two, believe that you have value to offer. Believe that you are valuable, that you have insane value that is going to transform somebody's life. I don't care what degrees you have. I don't care what certifications you have. What you know can transform somebody's life. I guarantee it. And believe in that. Believe that you have value to offer to this world. And the more value that you output, the more value that you put into the world and into your programs, the more you're going to see a return from it. And just start with one. All you've got to do is get one. That's what I kept telling myself when I started. I just got to get one. I just got to get one. So I kept messaging people, kept putting out posts. Be consistent with your posts. Be consistent with the value that you're putting out, and focus on getting that one person that raises their hand saying, I need to make that health transformation. Will you help me? And then once you get that one person, then you can focus on, okay, what am I doing to serve them every single day? And what am I doing to get more people on a daily basis? Create that schedule for yourself every single night. I don't care how tired you are, you implement the strategy of writing down your script for the following day. That will absolutely transform your life and every single goal you're trying to accomplish. And do it on a weekly basis as well. So do those. Get that one person, serve them to the highest level possible, then focus on serving and getting more people every day. And then at the end of your day, script out the following day and start all over again.
Wow. 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 Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm literally going to go back and re-listen to this because you shared so much great stuff. This time I'm going to take notes, and everything you said at the end was so on point. I'm glad I recorded it. But just like you said, if you simplify your business, one part of it's get the client, one part of it's serve the client, and just stay consistent. Reach out, direct message people, slide up in those DMs, ask them to work with you. Simple, easy, fun conversation. Then from there, you start to create a consistent online business model. Cheers to you. Cheers to your $1 million business. We're going to do a follow-up interview when you make your first million, and we're going to share your secrets then. Thank you, James. Thank you guys for being on the line live. Let's go back inside the Facebook group. I'm going to take the party there, and let's finish off this discussion. Make sure you give James a nice shout out when you speak to him. Peace.